It would have been a 5-minute job. Fortunately, we're engineers. So there we go. Don't buy any of that, it's really annoying. Morning, welcome to our unit. As you can see, we've finally got round to collecting the winter tyres, in fact the Nordic winter tyres, for our Tiguan that's going to go 300 miles inside the Arctic Circle. And this is the last piece of the puzzle. As you saw, we were arguing with the lights, and we still need to fit the off-road mode and also the heater. But I wanted to tell you a little bit of a backstory about these tyres before we fit them. So we've got a really good friend, a guy called Chris, and the universe has thrown us a little bit of a curveball. So originally I had ordered Michelin Alpine winter studded tyres, and they weren't in stock. So they've sent us Goodyear, the UltraGrip Arctic 2 SUV tyres. Now, Chris was a very good friend of ours, and we first met him in Finland. He was working for Goodyear, and unfortunately, we lost him a couple of years ago testing at the Nürburgring. So it's kind of a bit fitting, really, that this vehicle that's doing something special on this quite interesting journey is now going to be fitted with tyres. So a little bit of a dedication and a thanks to Chris, and you're always in our memories. So hopefully we'll see you at a racetrack somewhere in the not too distant future. Well, in the distant future. Anyway, take care, buddy. Love you lots. So these are the wheels we've got. They're a GMP, so an Italian manufacturer. They've got the correct centre bore size, the conical ball seats, and the offset that we wanted for our Tiguan. Because it's black, we think they look beautiful. We really like GMP, and we've got an account with them. Their wheels are really good quality, pretty much OEM standard, so perfect. So the first thing we need to do is not damage anything. So we're going to pinch them on the outside, not the inside. Keep the cap for later, but we need to fit the valve. It's really bloody annoying if you don't remember to put the valve. We're going to use some TR 413s. So spin this round so it's easy access. And what you do, you push that through there like that. Push it over, pull it till it pops like that. Dead easy. What I do to make my life easier, this is a valve core removing tool. So because the tyre's now going to get mounted and then blown up, it's quicker if we remove the valve core, because the volume of air going in makes the tyre pop on easier. So that's the actual core, that's the bit that holds the air in. Slide this into position, push it down, and then you lock it. So this is what we call the duck's beak. So this is the bit that's actually going to push the tyre onto the wheel. So now we're going to send it back. Now what I do, especially if I'm doing something special, sometimes I'll write a little note inside the wheel. So we're not going to demonstrate, we're not going to actually release this unless people ask in the comments, I think. So this is just a little message that we're going to put in here that no one's ever going to see apart from us. It's mainly more important if it's TPMS, but I keep the valve at the 3 o'clock position. So this is tyre soap. So you give this a good old swill around in here. So you soak both beads, both sides like that. Flip this over and you put it in this gap there, like that. Twist the wheel there. And you just gently spin it on. Now at this point, I like to get the valve back. There. And this bit's a little bit different. So what you have to do, push the tyre over the duck's beak. So it's under there, but over there. Now this is a particularly more technical and easier machine. So this is from Hunter, so there's a company called Pro-Align. In my opinion, they make the best equipment. And this is an assist arm. So what we need to do is lock this so that these discs are just about on the bead region. So about there and about there. We check that we're not going to rip the tyre. Push this down like that. And all being well, when we spin this round, this arm goes with it. That's tight. Done. That's very tight. Send that out a little bit, I think. Send that out the way. Send this arm back. Now all four wheels are the same, so it's now set. What we could do is inflate the tyre, but the arms are inside between the bead of the tyre and the wheel. So we're going to take this off here. Sometimes it can pop. There we go. Hopefully this is going to pop straight on. There we go. So you have to listen for the pop. So stand as far back as you can. 1. And 2. So that's the tyre now safely on, and it's popped on at 2 bar. There is a maximum amount that you should pop tyres on, and if you're doing things like lorry tyres and van tyres, they should be in a cage because it's quite dangerous. There we go. So that's the valve core in. We'll blow this up to about 2.2 bar. Normally I use 2.2 bar because the machine behind me measures the radial force variation, and that's what it measures it at, but we're not going to do that today because the pins will poke a hole in the machine. So 2 bars enough. And I would normally leave the valve cap off until I fit the wheel and tyre to the car, and that would remind me that I haven't put the correct pressure for the car, but because these are not going on the car today, I'm just going to screw the valve cap on there to stop dirt and dust ingress. Take our wheel and tyre assembly, and again we're using now a Hunter Road Force Elite, so this machine will actually measure the radial force variation, but I don't want to damage the wheel with the studs, so we're not going to do that today. So we need to make sure that we select the correct size cone, so this needs to fit snugly in the back of the wheel. That's the best one, I think. Then we're going to lift the wheel up with this. Slide it onto the cone. I always like to give this a quick wipe. There's a brake there, so you press this. We can now let this down. Tighten the wheel on. Like that. So we want to change it here. I'm going to put enable technical mode. So can you see here that these are for knock-on weights and these are for stick-on weights, and we're going to measure on 2 planes. And the road force is not on, so we don't want the road force on. And that's it. So that's asking for 30 and 20 grams. So we need 20 grams. This piece here, can you see there's like a metal bit there? And I picked these ones, they're in 5 gram increments. So we need 20 and 30. Each of these strips is 60 kg. That's interesting. It wants them both pretty much on the same plane. So it wants 20 grams on the outer, and there's a little laser here that shows me where to put the weights. Let me try and put it smack bang in the middle like that. Push them on. Close this down. There we go, okay and okay. So that is now fitted, balanced, and ready to go. I'd just like to show everybody on here, if I can. Not Big Alan hiding in the corner. But we have on our wall one of each sticker of every tyre we ever mount, each different one. And I just typically write on there whose car it is, so that I know, because it's mainly for family members. So this is our little bit of a memento of what we've done. So next one, we've only got to do that 4 times. Well done, big man.